Welcome back to another instalment of Mega Man X. This is Lithium Project, and in this episode we're going to go and take on the Flame Mammoth, who is a pretty beastly looking boss. He's pretty hench. One of the things I haven't actually explained yet, and is a pretty cool concept, is talking about the whole idea of what levels to take on in what particular order. One of the other effects as well, depending on what level and boss you defeat at first, can affect another level at some point. For example, if you, as we already have done, if you take on Chill Penguin stage and defeat Chill Penguin, it actually freezes over quite a lot the Flame Mammoth stage, because usually otherwise this whole level there's like all the bits at the bottom are on fire, and obviously the difficulty of the level is greatly increased. So that's another cool little feature. Now up here, and this is a really bastard sort of thing to do, and I'm surprised I did it first time, is the capsule with probably the most important upgrade that you can get. And goes without saying why it's in a particularly difficult place to get it. And this, essentially, this upgrade will increase the capabilities of our X-Buster, as Dr. Light has just told us. And when you charge that son bitch up, as we'll see, you'll turn a nice shade of pink and you'll fire out one fuck-ass beam. And that also has different effects on all of the Maverick's weapons as well. And I don't know if I show them all. Also, by the way, go under here, pull all the way to the bottom, and you'll find yourself another heart container. I don't know if I use all of the actual X-Buster type weapons to their full effects, but we'll see as we go through. So just carry on all the way up here, make your way left. Now, again, as I mentioned in Armored Armadillo stage, with the same issues with the bats, and this goes for any sprites in the game, reoccurring sprites are an absolute pain. And it's a tricky one from looking at the concept of in-game design, whether it adds difficulty or whether it's just lazy. I'm kind of half and half. I mean, probably just because I'm biased towards Mega Man games. There's one up there. Especially in some of the earlier Mega Man games as well, just some of the sprite placements was just infuriating, because you'll get to the point where you'll defeat the enemy, but then for whatever reason you'll go to the stage before and then you'll come back and you have to do it all over again. And it's pretty worse in this one actually, because in the classic Mega Man series everything works on sort of a one-screen basis, and you're only on one screen at a time for the most part. Some parts have scrolling bits, but you'll go transition from one part of the level to the next. And so you've got like a solid kind of thing you've done. Oh, and here's an E-tank as well. Which I make a right in the middle of getting to. So the screens work on a sort of one section per section basis. In this, it doesn't quite have that same flow, or it has more flow because there's no individual screens. So the possibilities of you sort of going back and forward, are a lot more probable and will happen, and there's a lot more chance that you'll have recurring sprites occur, and you'll end up taking more damage. It's very annoying. In this section you have these crushers, if you will, and they'll only actually try and crush you when you actually go underneath them, so just dash and you'll have no problem with them. This bit can be quite annoying because you have Hammer Joes, although I don't actually know what their actual name is in this game, and they will only attack you when you get close enough, and you have to sort of jump over the ball and chain or the mace and then jump back as it comes back, and it's really annoying. But if you've got the X-Buster, just charge it beforehand, and it usually makes work with them a lot easier. Although with that said, some of the positions you can find them in, especially in the latter stages of the game, just really, really awkwardly positioned. But with that, we are onto Flame Mammoth. Flame Mammoth's boss part of the level takes place on a conveyor belt, and it's actually quite a lengthy section, if you will. Now, Flame Mammoth's attacks, he, like Chill Penguin, is a pudgy little fucker, but he's actually quite nimble, and he will jump about. When he jumps, when he lands, make sure you're up in the air, otherwise he'll knock you on your ass like that. If you keep your distance from him, he'll spend most of it just jumping about, but he also can do this where he'll shoot oil, and if he does that, just stay away from it, because at some point he will start shooting flames. If the flames come into contact with the oil, you just get the hell out of dodge. He's a pretty easy boss, to be fair, as long as you keep your wits, keep your distance, just keep separation. And when he actually starts firing the fire, it can be quite tricky, because he seems to be able to get contact with you every time. Although I think round about this point, I might be in the next level. The left part of my D-pad, the left direction of my D-pad, started just being an absolute nightmare. I kept getting stuck, but whatever. So that's Flame Mammoth, not a particularly difficult boss, but it is it is advisable that you do this level quite early on, as soon as you got the helmet upgrade, to get the X-Buster, because it pwns shit. And with this we get the Fire Wave, which really is just a flamethrower. And doesn't have very particularly good range, but it packs a punch. So that's a pretty short one today, and next time, who gives a fuck where we're going? They're all going down. Until next time.